Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? I got a 2014 Nissan Altima with 117 135 on it. And customer's complaint was they were going to work, they drove out to a stop sign from their side roads, whatever. They drove out to a stop sign and were getting ready to go out onto the main road, and all of a sudden the car just wouldn't go anywhere. It just sat there. She said the engine revved up, but it wouldn't go anywhere. She was able to get cars to go around her. She put it in reverse and she was able to back close to the curb. So she shut it down, called her husband. Her husband came over, they started it up, and now all of a sudden it went in drive. And they were able to drive it home, but it said it was very jerky shifting. I know these things have a few codes of death, so to speak, so I'm really curious as to what's going on here. I've hooked the scanner up to it, so let's just see what we got. I haven't checked it for codes yet, but I just hooked it up, so I'm actually going to have to do a code search on this, but let's just see what we got. So here is the S600. I like this little scanner. This thing works pretty good, but it's a very basic scanner, but it does work pretty darn well. I already did the VIN search. It did that. So let's just see what we have here. Hang on one second. All right, so there it gives the VIN. Yeah, okay, so that's good. So let's just see. I don't know. I can never remember. All right, I'll just hit continue. The VIN matches many cars, whatever. So let's do a. I guess I'll do a health report. So it's got one engine code, one ABS, one airbag, and no transmission codes. Interesting. Okay. So let's enter. Actually, you know what? Let's do a report. And a neat thing too is this little scanner will do a full-on report. And I can send it to my email, and it's very similar to the K10's report. So let's do that. Let's send it to my email. Okay. Send. Problem is I'm outside, so the internet's a little wonky out here. What codes do we actually have? I don't really care about the airbag, but let's see what it is. Passenger sensor, don't really care. ABS, what's ABS? Vacuum sensor voltage. Interesting. I don't even know what that is. P0011. INT VTM VTIM Cont B1. I have no clue what that actually is. Interesting. Okay, I got no clue. Let me go look these up. Oh, let me just see if this does it. I think it does. Will it do it from here? No, it won't do it from here. I actually got to go back. It's got a rattle. So we're going to enter the engine. Read fault code. Obviously you can tell it's a touch screen. It has freeze frame data. And it just shut down. Does this thing have start stop? No. It just died. There's a rattle there. Causes and fixes. Camshaft timing over advanced, maybe? Alright, well what we're gonna do is see, like, it doesn't really give you a whole heck of a lot. So let me go and see what I can find. So I researched the code a little bit, and it turns out the variable valve timing control, the center, there's 3 solenoids. The center solenoid for some reason causes issues. Right now it's running rough. I don't know if I showed you in the previous clip here where it died on me. It was shutting down. So the engine's up to temperature, and this is when the issue started happening. So I don't think this thing has a transmission issue at all. So I'm going to go underneath the hood. I want to see if disconnecting it possibly changes anything, because right now it's lumpy and rough and everything else. So let's go up under the hood. I don't know if you could see the RPMs. I got a call coming in, sorry about that. But I don't know if you can see the RPMs or even hear the engine on this thing. But it's very wonky at the moment. Usually on Nissans, I wind up opening up the fuel door too. Because they put the gas, the fuel door, and the engine or the hood release right next to each other. So, let's see. Gotta find where the hood prop went. Alright, so yeah, you can't even see anything because the solenoid is down here somewhere. That's one of them right. Whoops, no, sorry. It's one of them right there. And it's the middle one. How in the world they even get to it, I don't know. I gotta probably get this thing up on a lift. The other thing too is oil level. I haven't checked that yet. Let's check the oil level. Okay. Let me go get a rag so I can actually check the oil level. I'm just curious. Can I see anything inside? Doesn't look terrible. Not all munged up. All right. I'm going to say that it has oil in it, but let me get a rag. And it's not all dirty either, so let me get a rag so I can actually physically check it. I may prop you up here. Maybe you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't know. Can I even prop you up? Nah, not really. It's not a happy spot. All right, let me just stick it, wipe it, and re-stick it. Here you see it's clean. Okay, so it's not low on oil or anything. It's actually full. Not overfilled either. So I'm gonna have to get this thing on a lift and disconnect that solenoid. Problem is I don't know if I have a lift available. All right, we're gonna have to see. But yeah, hopefully I can get this thing inside soon. See a little steam coming off. That's just because of water that got through the grill from all the moisture this morning. So as you see, it's running pretty good, and we have that solenoid disconnected because before it wouldn't keep running like this. Let me just put it up in the air. Jaden actually disconnected it, but let me put it up in the air just so I could show you where it is. So underneath the vehicle, turn the light on. You can see he's got that center solenoid disconnected. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that's solenoid. We're gonna replace that and go from there. But I think that's gonna be the entire issue. So we'll see. Like I said, it's a common failure on these, I come to find out. So yeah, let's let it down and find out what's going on. So speaking with the customer, they wanted to change all of the solenoids. Originally, we thought this might have been covered under a service contract, one of those like car shield warranties, but it's not. And I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous part of this. The solenoids, they usually recommend replacing all three. But if it was covered by the service contract company, they would never pay for all three. They'd only pay for the one that failed. So the customer, when I explained this to them, they had actually heard of that also. So they said, yeah, put all three solenoids in it. So that's what we did. So let's see how it sounds. Problem is, I gotta wedge myself in this thing. Hang on. I got a bum knee, so it's a little difficult sometimes. It's got an exhaust heat shield rattle. I still got to clear the check engine light. But I'm going to leave it running. It's ice cold now. But I'm going to leave it running. I got a couple of things I got to do. And we'll see what happens. I'm thinking this is going to straighten this out. So we're going to find out. Actually, it's been running almost 30 minutes now. No issue. You can see the temperature is up. Right there. So, and she sounds nice and smooth. Oh, I'm getting something towed in. But she sounds nice and smooth. Whereas before, remember how rough this thing would run? So, alright, very good. I see my guys from Bandit Towing are towing in a car. Minivan. Bandit Towing, good guys right there. Guess what his favorite movie is? Bet you can't, can you? Anyway, alright. I'm going to clear codes on this and take this thing for a road test. And yes, he did name that after that movie, because he loves the movie that much. So the road test went well. It drove fine, no issues. So I'm confident that fixed it. Like I said, that's a known problem on these things. And you know, like I said, disconnecting it and it stopped with the stalling issue. It wasn't running the way it's supposed to, so you can't just leave them disconnected. But let's just do a quick scan just to see. Make sure there's no codes in here. And no codes. Okay, so that's perfect. All right, go home. And we're all done. All right. So yeah, it's a little bit of an odd one. I've actually never run into that before with that particular scenario. But you know, it's always a first for everything. All right. If you look down in the description, you're going to see links to products that I use, Amazon products. I use them personally. I'm not asking you to buy anything, but if you can click on it, I really appreciate it. It does help. Anyway, that's about it. All right. Hopefully you got something out of that video. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.